Obviously, we know the ceiling, falling, rats, holes in the walls have all been issues at Allen Benedict Court and other housing units run by the Columbia Housing Authority, but carbon monoxide poisoning is what was deadly. That is what we know, that the gas units there did not have any sort of carbon monoxide detector, and unfortunately that is the way 2 people died and others were taken to the hospital.
So Rosemarie Belts is a new member of the WLTX team. Welcome to the team, Rosemarie. In addition to just being a really good journalist, you are also, okay, I hope I'm going to get this right, a cardiovascular perfusionist.
Correct.
Perfusionist. All right, so for everybody at home who's going, I'm sorry, what did you just say? Tell everybody at home, what is a cardiovascular perfusionist?
So I work the heart-lung machine and bypass and transplant surgery. Keep your blood circulating through the body so the surgeon can operate. In a nutshell.
And in a nutshell, you have had many, many years of medical study, and you are a great addition to the team here at News 19, because we're going to be asking you all the sorts of questions that we don't understand.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to be here to take that knowledge and just translate it and be that, sort of just communicate from the medical community and vice versa for our viewers.
All right, so the first thing we want to do is talk about carbon monoxide. That's why we're standing at this monitor. Obviously, we've been using the term a lot over the last several weeks, keeping our viewers informed on how they can protect themselves. But for anybody who's new to this story, the bottom line is our first question to be is, what is carbon monoxide poisoning?
So carbon monoxide, to begin with, is just a colorless, odorless, tasteless gas that's emitted from fumes, whether it's gasoline, fireplaces, engines in your car, any sort of fuel. It's just a byproduct of that. And normally, we're not really concerned about it, right? When everyday things are working properly, we have proper ventilation, there's no need to be concerned about carbon monoxide. But when it builds up, that's when we're going to worry about it.
Now, one of the things I can remember the fire department telling us throughout the years is one of the signs of this, of having carbon monoxide poisoning, is you get a little hazy, you get a little fuzzy. Tell us about some of the other ways that somebody might know that they, or somebody that they're speaking with on the phone, or a loved one, could have carbon monoxide poisoning.
Sure. First, okay, so I'll step back a second and say what it does, so this way then it will lead into why it causes these symptoms that you're talking about. So what it does is that when we breathe in air, we're breathing in oxygen, and all that oxygen goes through our lungs, it goes through our red blood cells and this molecule called hemoglobin, and it takes that oxygen and it delivers to our tissues in which normal cell function, at its simplest term. Carbon monoxide, when it accumulates in the air, when we're not properly ventilated, it competes with that oxygen. So instead of breathing in oxygen, we're breathing in this harmful substance at a toxic level. So therefore, carbon monoxide then is now binding to our cells. There's no room for the oxygen to bind to. So we're not getting oxygen to our tissues. We're getting this harmful chemical. Therefore, eventually cells will die over time. So with that, when you're not getting oxygen, right, you feel a little tired. When you're lethargic and you're in a stuffy room, right, you're not in fresh air. You're a little tired, maybe confused, sometimes difficulty breathing, chest pain, maybe even at extreme, it would be seizures and sometimes even death. So if you're feeling a little confused or maybe not with it, could be cause for concern.
So according to the CDC, this does happen. It happens more than we would expect it to.
Yes, which is great that we are talking about it, because it's not just in what we're talking about, this case that we're looking into. It can happen anywhere, no matter where you live, no matter what type of house or apartment that you live in. According to the CDC, about 400 people die a year because of carbon monoxide poisoning. And in January, in the colder months, it peaks. On average, 2 people a day can die because of carbon monoxide poisoning. Over 20,000 people visited emergency rooms annually on average, and 4,000 hospitalizations. So it's pretty significant.
All right, we talked about being confused and having a hard time breathing. Are there any things else that we might be able to recognize in ourselves if we are slowly losing oxygen because of carbon monoxide?
So this is where it gets tricky. It presents as very non-specific, right? There's no real meaning. We don't really know for sure. It might show up, you might think you have the flu, maybe even food poisoning. So which is why, even this time of year, just call your doctor. If you're kind of feeling a certain way, check in with your medical provider, or somebody that you go to for your medical concerns, because you might not know.
So we've heard the 911 calls,
Yes.
and they are heartbreaking to hear.
Yes.
You know, just to hear the panic in someone's voice trying to get help for a friend.
And the confusion.
And the confusion. And
Yeah.
one of the things that he mentioned is that his friend was bleeding from the ears.
Exactly. Now, I can't say for sure because I wasn't there and I don't really know the specifics of the case, but when you don't get oxygen, it's called anoxia, your ears do pay a price. Sometimes it can cause permanent or temporary hearing loss. But as for the bleeding goes, I can't say for sure in this particular case. I don't know if he fell first. I'm not really quite sure. But hearing loss is a rare sort of symptom or side effect that you might see.
All right, we know that at Allen Benedict Court specifically, there were families, there were young children, there were babies,
Yeah.
and there were elderly all living there at Allen Benedict Court. Who is most susceptible to carbon monoxide poisoning, or do we all get affected the same?
Okay, great question. We're all at risk, basically. We're all at risk every day, no matter what kind of appliances are around. In the CDC study that I quoted those numbers from, they specifically talked about children, men, and seniors. We have unborn babies, infants, and children. Their respirations are higher. So that carbon monoxide is more readily to bind to their red blood cells. Seniors, sometimes it can be, again, misdiagnosed as some other kind of sickness, you know. Oh, I have the flu, I have a cold. Men, they're in high-risk situations, whether if they work around machinery, other kinds of equipment. We all should be kind of on the lookout for it, but they're the most susceptible. Also, if you already have a breathing problem, a heart condition, anemic, any other difficulty related to your heart or lungs, you might want to, you're also more susceptible.
We're running out of time, so I want to make
Okay.
sure to get to, if somebody is watching this and they think, I live in an old house, I have gas, I've had gas leak problems before, what are some of the things we can do around our house to get that ventilation going? What are some of the easy fixes we can do at home?
Again, a simple carbon monoxide monitor, make sure everything's in proper work, especially older houses, working condition, everything's properly ventilated. Get an outside opinion even. You just want to make sure everything's in proper condition, no chimneys are blocked. And again, I cannot stress enough, this is not a substitute for your medical, sort of care. Always check in with your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's a life-threatening situation, so you can never be too safe.
And as we wrap up, my last question.
Of course.
Can you recover from CO poisoning?
You can recover if you catch it early. It depends on how long you've been exposed, how much of it you've been exposed to. That's really the bottom line. And you won't really know that unless you go get checked, get a proper blood test, get a physical exam.
All right, Rose Ramit Belt, so glad to have you with
Thank
us.
you.
I'm
Thanks,
glad.
ladies.
Welcome to the team. You are certainly
you.
going to educate us. She knows a lot. She's good.
Thank you, Rosemary.